Ciao, ciao.
Joven, the soundman, il-blimp ta' ċali. Valle de Rosas.
I was approached by Michael, and he showed us this thing, and he seemed really passionate about, and he was very sort of like, because guys, I have this thing, and I really need you to. He was almost a bit not obsessive, not in a bad way, but he was really into it, right? He was really into it. And I had known Michael from a long time before. I mean, we were in school together back in 2004. I wasn't given a script. I was given more like a per plot sequence rather than a script. It was just things that needed to happen, right? I was happy to see that actually. It wasn't something I had done before.
My thoughts after reading the script were, whoa, where did Michael get all this out from? I mean, I know the guy has potential, but it was, just had to hit certain levels of strength is, I think, quite rare. And he managed to hit them immediately. Like the moment I read it the first time, it's the point of strength is A, C, and D here. It was very defined, And I immediately fell in love with it. And I also really liked the fact that there was no script, that there was no what you call dramatic text. This was written in a form of the thing closest to what you would call a performance text, which is guidelines. Basically, you need to get from point A to point B to point C. The way you get from point A to point B is completely up to you as an actor.
Sí.
You are very uneasy. Would you
Vas a seguir mareando la perdiz, ¿no?
No. Would you like to open the
Vas a
window?
seguir mareando la perdiz, que te he dicho que me dejes en paz. Que me dejes en paz. Que calles la boca. Shut the boca, the mouth, ¿eh? Pues eso.
I really liked that. I mean, I've always been a fan of improvisation. I've worked a lot with improvisation during my training at university. And doing it for film, it was even more exciting because I had never done it with that medium.
¿No? Pues lo pareces, tío. Pues lo pareces,
Yes.
¿eh? You seem gay.
No, yes.
You are gay.
No, I'm not gay.
Ah. You look very gay. You like hombres, no?
Tawlu għad id-diskursata, komplu.
I hadn't done this before, something exactly like this before. I mean, I've done improv and all these things, but actually film a whole short film with just a progression and complete freedom. For me, it was an experiment that I was intrigued by it. It was something that I was willing to try and something that I was looking forward to try.
You are gay.
Stop doing that.
You are. Soy maricón. Soy maricón. No, you say now. Gay.
I know.
Gay, gay.
I preferred the fact that there were no rigorous rehearsals with the director, because that meant it gave me complete freedom. And I've reached that point. I've been working a lot for a whole year. Year 2013-2014 has been very busy with me in acting wise. I've done a lot of projects, and I reached a point where when this short film came along, where I really wanted to do something which was completely my own as an actress. You know, because I had been directed. This past year, I had been directed by many different people, and I really, it kind of like fit in at the right time. You know, as an actress, being able to form something completely on your, not completely, because we had the guidelines of the performance text, obviously, but to create a background which only you and your character know. It was a very nice experience.
U li għandu blocking iderna, hemm ċertu blocking naqastra. Trailer is-saċ mill-acting mhux l-acting.
Naraw il-crew għaw. Għanniverna għajna.
Hello. Għandek ġondi? Stiċ batterija għandek għandek bis-sens.
The atmosphere with your filming, I think, couldn't have been better than it was. There was a complete professional respect towards the actor's work. I mean, I can actually say I've never felt my work so respected. Seriously. It was about us. And the crew really did all they can for everything to be about us, about the actor's work and the actor's passion at that moment. So I couldn't even see the crew. They respected the moment so much that I couldn't even see the crew. You know, it got to that point.
From a really pragmatic sort of sense, right? I was less tired by the end, so I was actually able to keep up, you know, because it really and truly, although you have to remain in character the whole time, it takes possibly a shorter amount of time to actually film something like this, and then you would spend hours and hours on end taking takes after takes after takes after takes. For me, that worked. You know, the fact that I could keep in character, there were no interruptions, there were no, I could do whatever I want, the crew would adapt to what I did, and they did, and they were very professional with regards to treating especially during the rape scene and things like that, which could have been easily ruined if someone giggled or if someone, you know, but I mean, I was more than sure and confident that this sort of thing would not have happened, especially with someone like Michael on set, who is so making sure that everything is okay about everything, you know. So I was more than confident that wouldn't happen.
It's very nice,
There was no dialogue at all written down. There was a sequence of events. There was a dynamic, right? This dynamic. So at one point, she should be overpowering him. At another point, he should be sweetly trying to woo her. At another point, he should be. You know, there was these dynamics. Right? And I like the fact that it wasn't just a series of events, right? Because it wasn't. It was also apart from that, there was the dynamics that there was between the two, which changed throughout the piece, right? And those were written down too. There was no dialogue.
Mira, Simon, a que parezco una aparición.
Oh, wait a minute.
I look like Madonna.
But there wasn't a script of dialogue of I say this, you say that, I say this, you say that. Or if there was just only one part, which was the part where she tells him you would never understand the poem that she's reading to him. And I think that it's crucial that the fact that that part was scripted, because it's like the cherry on the cake of it all, you know. It kind of explains everything else. So the fact that there was only that scripted really helped us as well in our improvisation.
Yeah, you pray for me, come. You pray to me, come. You pray to me, come here. Come, you go down. Yeah, Simon, on your knees now. Simon. Venga, cobarde.
Let's just go upstairs.
Come. Venga, arrodíllate, hombre.
What do you want?
Que te arrodilles. On your knees.
On my knees.
On your knees for me here, venga.
I realized it was a strong piece. I realized it was a heavy piece at the same time, and I realized I think the first thing I was afraid of, the only thing I was afraid of, I would say, is the possibility of my character, of Simon, to not become slapstick, you know, to not become funny in a way that he would look stupid. You know, there's a fine line. There's always a fine line when you're interpreting characters who are somewhat a little bit either have an impairment or have you know, something of the sort, like Simon was in a way, right? Who are living with some sort of possibly disability. It's very hard to interpret them without crossing the line and sounding or looking like you're making fun of them, which was completely not the case, right? Which is not something we wanted to do.
Simon.
Yes?
The flowers.
What about
You know purple?
purple?
Purple
Purple, yes.
is my favorite color. You know why?
It's good to know.
Because when they hit me,
Who hit you?
it makes purple. My eye, purple.
So it's your
My
favorite.
color, yes.
So it's your favorite color because of that.
And Michael wanted to see, which was part possibly of the passion he had for the project, wanted to see a demo of the character, maybe to settle his own mind, maybe to settle ours, but I think it was useful for me as much as it was for him, that he not forced us, but that he asked for this piece. Hello, jina Simon Teuma, unħobb ħafna il-futbol, għandi 22 sena. Fatti għaw għandi xaħġa tal... ġejt. Ma nistax nsib s-sama. Hello, għaw, pa! Ma nafx, fuq il-bejt naħseb jeda. Sorry, ta' fuq il-bejt naħseb jeda. Simon Teuma, għandi 22 sena. I like the way he gave us the script and then he let us think about it. You know, and I was reluctant after a while. When I read the script, I let it settle in my mind, and he asked me to make like an interpretation video, it was not that I was reluctant. I just couldn't find the time, you know. But after I did that, then I kind of relaxed, because I looked at what the sort of like little video I made with my webcam looked like, and I like that. Yeah, it could be done without, you know, if I keep certain things down, I could do it without looking stupid, you know. The only reason why it's easy to understand Simon is because Simon is in a world of his own, and I made that world, right? So I am capable of understanding Simon because I made up the world that he lives in. I don't understand. I can't say that I fully understand Simon or people like Simon, you know. But Simon himself, I had an advantage because I made the backstory and I made up his thoughts, and they were not written. These were not written down. These are things that I made myself. So my relation to Simon my relationship to Simon was heightened in a way, or was deepened by the fact that the details of Simon were known by me and only me.
My name is Sofia, and I am from Spain. I have to come to Malta because Spain is in a lot of shit because of the crisis. I have gone through various difficult moments in my life, and most of the times I get a part in a play or in a TV, well, the last TV series I got, it's always a dark character. I always tend to get these dark characters, and I always tend to feed from these difficult moments in my life. I had a similar background to what I formed, to the background I formed for Sofia in my personal life. Although I did not treat it as Sofia treated it, I came out of it in a very positive manner, not in a negative manner as she did. She didn't even come out of it, in my opinion. So I went a lot into that to create her, a lot, into that period of time, and I imagined myself doing things that I stopped myself from doing during that bad period of time. I was only 6. The way Sofia acts is the easy way out. Okay? Sofia is an abused girl, or had been an abused girl, and her way of dealing with things was not to deal with them, practically, in my opinion.
It's a first for me with regards to the style of shooting, acting, sort of thing. It's special because of the people involved as well. I mean, I can't not mention it, you know. I mean, it's Michael, who is an old, long-time friend. There's Alba, who is obviously she's my girlfriend. So it was really inspiring to be able to do something like this with her, and I mean, all of the things add up, you know. And there was the personal connection. That the fact that I created the character was another thing that I said, listen, this is not me being a prop inside the film, asked to do this, and that. I was given a creative input, a big creative input in there. So this film is partly mine as well, you know, not to take any credit, but I mean, that's not the reason why, but I have a personal investment in it more than I would have if I had been given a set of rules and I just followed them and did what I was asked to do. Not that that's bad, but the personal investment that I have in this film will not be the same as another which I just walked in, did my lines and went off, you know what I mean?
I would remember it differently because so much pain was awakened in order to create Sofia. And such a deep character analysis. I think I've never had such a deep character analysis in any of the other characters I've done. The result has been good in other performances, but it has been unconscious. Many times I've just let things happen how I felt them, but this was completely rationalized, as in every step Sofia took was, this is because this and this is because that. It was actually like me going through something in life and saying, this is because I did this some time ago, and it was very analytical, a very, very, very analytical process in comparison to other performances. And I can, seriously, I really want to do this again because it helped me explore things that I have not explored with other projects at all, because of the way it was, because of the full freedom that the actors had.
Sign. Stennija ta' dik.
Every now and then life said, where'd you think you'd go so fast? We're up to think
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with that system. The non-interruptions for me worked brilliantly, I believe. And I love the way that some things were captured in their naturality. When you're taking a take sort of thing, you take the first take, comes out almost perfect, and then you take 5 takes after that, and you try to replicate that first one, and none of them come as good as the first one. You know what I mean? Because when you're trying to imitate something, you're trying to replicate something, it never comes quite as good as when you manage to do it the first time. And this was all first time. This is all. The good one, you know what I mean? And because, yes, the thing is, maybe it's less precise. Can I say that it's less precise? Possibly the shots need to be adapted, so the composition of the shots varies a lot, right? I mean, there's no precise composition. I mean, I don't know. You can't build up crane shots or dolly shots or like really smooth things with this because you can't have a plot on where people are going to move and all of these things, so you are in a way constrained to a certain style of shooting, but for me,
and obviously I would such a project needs a crew of a very heightened caliber as this time was. Serious? No, it's true. Because without that respect, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I know.
a chance to start. There's gold in them hills. There's gold